The emergency cars. We just saw a car from the fire department going up Broadway here. All the other cars are at a complete stop, and what traffic there is down here. It's very heavy, and Canada is completely blacked out. So far as we can see, all the lights in the city of Windsor are out, even street lights are out. And looking out our vantage point here at the present, we can cover Gratiot and East Jefferson, and there's no traffic at all on either of those streets. No lights except the the boulevard lights and the street lights. And we have here with us the co-chief, that is the Assistant Chief Air Raid Warden, Mr. W.J. Scripps, is going to tell us something about how it looks from the official viewpoint and introduce a visitor to you. Mr. Scripps.
Paul Williams just described the scene. I've never seen all of the traffic in Detroit at a complete standstill before. It's something new and novel for this marvelous city that we live in. But we have down here our new Chief Air Raid Warden, and I'm going to introduce him to you, Mr. McClory.
This test, of course, was devised for two purposes. One, to test our new civilian defense organization, and secondly, to test the voluntary cooperation of the citizens of Detroit. While we haven't had time yet to get any reports in from our areas, zones, and sectors, nevertheless, it has been a very impressive sight looking at the downtown section to see the degree to which the citizens have cooperated so far as traffic and lights that are visible to us are concerned.
Thank you, Mr. McClory. It's really remarkable the cooperation we're getting down here. These huge buildings in the city of Detroit completely blacked out. Not a light showing. We just happened to see down in Cadillac Square one of the emergency cars with the luminous paint E on the side. It's coming back and forth in here directing traffic, and a few pedestrians back there are walking back and forth, but most of them are standing next to the building where they would have shelter. Attention at the General Motors building. We're going to move our location. If you'll take it out there for a moment till we get to where we can cover the other side of town, we'll be back with you in just a moment. Go ahead.
This is the General Motors building, and we're looking towards downtown from the top of the General Motors building along Woodward Avenue. And we notice that on Woodward Avenue, as far as we can see, there is no moving thing. We can see several VSR buses correctly parked at the curb with their lights out. We can see no vehicle traffic of any kind except occasionally an official either state police car or Detroit police car. And here is Mr. Glenn Richards, who is the associate coordinator for the Detroit metropolitan area of civilian district here of Grand Boulevard and Woodward Avenue. There's not a thing moving. I wonder, in your recent observations as you were gazing over the side here of the General Motors building, Mayor Jeffries, whether you have anything to add to what Mr. Richards and Captain Leonard have said.
Well, I see that either 2 or 3 apartment buildings that Mr. Richards talked about a moment ago that are, practically speaking, completely lighted up.
Oh, yes, I do. I see right over, that's about on 2nd Boulevard, isn't it, Mr. Mayor? Just a little bit south of Milwaukee.
That's right.
Perhaps if the caretaker or those people listening to this broadcast would obey the blackout regulations, those lights would be out within the next few minutes which we have remaining of this blackout. There's one thing, Mr. Mayor, I wonder if you would like to warn those people who are about to enter Detroit that they should not enter the city limits at this time, that they should comply with the terms of the blackout. Would you like to issue that recommendation as coordinator for this area?
Yes, I would. And plus that, if somebody tells me that this is the Burroughs adding machine that we see, it looks like an apartment, and they're working on war industry and the part.